Welcome, everyone. We are so excited that you are joining us. I am Tracy Roots, Healthy Communities Coordinator for the Bon Secours Sarah Garland Jones Center located in the heart of Richmond's East End. Today, we will be discussing healthy eating and cooking as part of the Bon Secours Richmond Congregational Health Initiative. Bon Secours Richmond work with local congregational leaders to provide their members with spiritual, social, emotional, and health support. Next, I'm going to introduce you to Amanda Bianca. She is the manager of the Parsley's Kitchen at the Sarah Garland Jones Center. She will briefly talk to you about the program at the Sarah Garland Jones Center, and she will also introduce our guests.
Welcome to Parsley's Kitchen, a learning kitchen that also serves as a commissary in the heart of the East End. Did you know that food you eat can affect your health and your risk for certain diseases? To eat healthier food, you may need to change some of your daily habits. You don't need to make huge changes to eat healthier, and you don't have to change your habits all at the same time. It's best to set small goals and change your habits a little bit at a time. Over time, small changes can make a big difference in your health. Our guests will provide healthy tips along with cooking demos that will help you make useful changes for healthy eating. They will discuss how changing your eating habits and your environment can help you eat healthier foods. Let's introduce our panelists. Founder and classically trained chef Sequoia Ross has more than 20 years of kitchen experience. After turning to plant-based eating and unable to find vegan cookie dough that was both edible and bakeable, she created her own. Favorite Cookie Company creates craft frozen cookie dough to satisfy any sweets cravings. Sequoia has also spent most of her career teaching cooking methods and healthier variations of classic recipes. She is an advocate of promoting fresh and clean eating and expanding palates. Cooking is her passion. Elaine Meredith is a registered dietitian nutritionist. She earned her Bachelor of Science in Human Nutrition, Foods, and Exercise from Virginia Tech and completed her dietetic internship through VCU Health System and the Hunter Holmes McGuire VA Medical Center. Elaine has been a community clinical dietitian within the Bon Secours Caravan since 2019. Prior to her work with the Caravan, she gained experience in community nutrition as a member of a research team. The aim of her career is to build the capacity of others to live healthier lives through their choice of food and physical activity.
Hello, I am Sequoia Ross, also known as Chef Coco, and we are about to make some delicious banana bread. So, what do you do with those bananas that have browned and they don't look so pretty on your counter anymore? You make bread. So we have our bananas. We have some all-purpose flour. So we're going to add the bananas to our bowl. Okay. We're going to add our olive oil, as well as our orange juice. And you can use unsweetened orange juice if you like. It's really your preference. And we are going to take a whisk and we're going to mash that. Mash it up really good. Combine it really well. Okay. The recipe is going to be at the end. So I'm going to make a few subtle changes. So you're whisking your bananas, your olive oil, and your orange juice. Okay, we're going to add 1 egg, and it's always important when you are adding eggs to pour them into something else prior to adding them to your ingredients, because the eggs have shells or blood in them. You don't want it in your final product. So always remember that. Pour it in something else. Check your egg. Drop it in there. Sometimes I add 2 eggs just because I like to have body in my bread. Okay, so that's what your mixture should look like. In here, we have our flour. We're going to add our baking soda as well as baking powder to that. We're going to give that a stir. Okay, notice that I'm not adding any salt. All right. We are utilizing American Heart Association recipes, and so they've done all that important work for us. All right. I'm going to, can't forget the most important ingredient. I don't ever measure, 2 things I don't ever measure: cinnamon and vanilla. Okay. I don't think you can have enough of either. Liberally up, there we go. Add some cinnamon. And then I'm going to add the vanilla to our banana mixture. Okay. And we're going to whisk that up. And then we're going to add our flour mixture. So a dry to wet. Okay. Dry to wet. That is normally how it goes. Add a little at a time. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. That's what we're working with. And that was 3 ripe bananas, by the way. If your bananas, because I bought some yellow bananas, they were not ripe. I had to put them in the oven in some foil on a low oven at 200 and let those jokers just go. And guess what? They sweetened. They ripened. All right? So you can do a quick ripe yourself. If you have yellow bananas, don't let that deter you from making banana bread. So I've added all of that goodness in there. Okay, now the whisk is, and you can also use a mixer. I just thought the wire whisk would do us better justice. Tap that out. Oop. And stir it up with our rubber spatula. And this is what you get. A nice, look at that batter. It smells good. It's so fragrant. Beautiful. You don't want to over mix it because it'll toughen your bread. This is called a quick bread. It means it doesn't have yeast in it. So you definitely don't want to over mix it. So once it becomes incorporated, you're all set. We have 3 mini loaf pans that we're going to spray with non-stick spray. But to make our bread fancy, because banana bread should always be fancy, we're going to add some bananas on top. Okay. So, slice them down lengthwise, move that so you can see. So like that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Let's spray our pans. And let's pan it up. Let's get it going. And you see how quick, this is why it's called a quick bread, because it's super quick. This batter makes 3 mini loaves and probably like a full loaf and a mini loaf if you just have a full loaf pan at your house. The trick is not to overfill your pan. Okay? Don't do that. It makes a mess in your oven that you got to clean up later. And let's make that so you can see. Look at that. It's chock full of bananas, full of potassium. It looks good. So you want to get it about 3/4 full. Okay? 3/4 full. Beautiful. Tap it out. I'm going to add a little more to that one. Tap it out so it can have an easier rise. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. And then you're going to put that beautiful sliced banana right in the center there. Oh, that one broke on us. And you're going to bake this in a 350 oven for about 25 minutes. Okay? Always use, if you have a wooden skewer, that will work to test for doneness. But 25 minutes normally does it. And then what you get after it bakes for 20-25 minutes is you get a beautiful loaf. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful accent banana on top. Slices. Look at that. Slice. Absolutely delicious. Banana bread. Thanks, guys.
So this banana bread looks delicious, but today I'm going to talk with you all about a different kind of treat. Physical activity. So why talk about physical activity? Because it can be beneficial for anyone. Children, adults, individuals, people with chronic diseases, and people with disabilities. Sometimes the benefits come later, like a delay in the progression of diabetes or weight management, but some effects are immediate, like reducing your blood pressure or reducing feelings of anxiety, increasing your insulin sensitivity, and also improving your sleep. But first, what is physical activity? It is any activity that gets your body moving and uses your muscles and more energy than your body would when it's at rest. Things that count as physical activity could be biking or walking, playing a sport, dancing, gardening, and even household chores. The physical activity guidelines for Americans, for adults, are 150 minutes of moderate activity each week and include 2 days of activities that strengthen your muscles. So moderate activity means you should be able to talk, but not be able to sing. And then the 2 days that include muscle strengthening could be things like lifting weights, doing body weight exercises like push-ups or lunges, or working out with a resistance band. Most healthy individuals do not need a medical clearance to begin physical activity, but individuals with a chronic condition like diabetes or heart disease or kidney disease should be under the care of a healthcare provider. So maybe you're not doing any physical activity right now, but that's okay. You can work towards setting small goals, small SMART goals, things that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant to you, and time-oriented. So an example of a SMART goal for kicking off your exercise could be, this week I'm going to go to the park after work 3 days and I'm going to do 3 laps. So starting with something you can enjoy can also be something that helps to get you there. Another helpful piece of starting activity could be including social support. So maybe you can think of your physical activity or your walk as something that you get to do with a friend or a family member or significant other. It can also be helpful to join an exercise class or maybe even a walking group or a yoga group, something like that, that can keep you pushing towards your goal. Another helpful tip is to plan for the road bumps. So thinking about while you're planning your goal, what can get in the way, and already working through how you're going to get around them or get through them. It could also be helpful to think about what type of physical activity has worked out in the past and what hasn't worked to plan for the future physical activity. Something else that is helpful is reminding yourself of your goal and your motivation for it. So maybe you want to work towards increasing your physical activity because you want to feel better. Or maybe it's that spending quality time with a loved one. Or it could be something like bringing down your blood pressure before your next doctor's visit. Whatever it is, you can write it down, make it visible, say it out loud, or share it with a friend. That is it for these physical activity tips. Thank you and see you next time.